The following preview has been approved for appropriate audience. Motion pictures created by Bytescrafter. Watching videos is advised. Visit our website for more videos. www.bytescrafter.weebly.com.
Welcome guys, my name is Caezar from Bytescrafter. This is the part 6 of our PHP MySQL database tutorial, and we're done with the set value, check value, list value, and now we are going to have a demo about the update value. It means here in our database, for example, here in this row, we can edit each of the input value. For example, we can edit the username, password, email address, first name, and so on. So let's start. Here in our PHP script, in the part 3 tutorial, I explain this server setting here. You can watch the part 3 if you want to know more about this server setting, which is set by the C# script in the Unity 3D engine. By this method, called establish server. Basically, what it does is to create a new WW form. I called it a web form, and then add field. Here is the key to access the post variable in the PHP script, and then after the key, you can input the value, which is declared here public in the inspector and in the C# script. It also includes the authentication code, just to add intermediate security to the SQL database, and then return a type of a web form here. So let's start here. From the variable that is sent from the C#, we will make a variable called connection. By the way, in PHP, you can make variables by just adding a $sign at the beginning of the string. So variable connection is equal to MySQLi. This is establishing a server connection with the server setting here, the main name, username, password, and database name. Sorry. So here we have an if and else statement. So if connection, if successful, basically it says if successful, so continue with the script. If not, echo error. Echo means in Unity 3D mono behavior C#. It basically means debug.log. So moving on, here I created a server key, a default key 123. You should declare here on the PHP. So in C# you should have a default key. It should match the default key, server key here on the PHP to continue. So here we have an SQL check. We created a variable called SQL check. So here is SQL code for creating an SQL. But here on the database PHP MyAdmin, you can check for whatever the code that you can create using MySQL. So we have the select. We can select any of the value in the user info. For example, select username, then comma, password, email. So it will return the value of the username, password, email, and so on. So in SQL, from user and the name of the table. For example, you have lots of table here. It has a name, the second table called sample. So select username from sample, where is like if and else statement, where username, variable username here, the username that you get is equal to the username that you post here. So you did establish sorry, you did establish SQL from here. So it will check, and then the result check, you should we should create a new variable called the result check is equal to MySQL query. You are checking or checking on the database. First value should be the connection. You should access the connection, and then the SQL check, the value of the SQL. So if result check, if there was a result, in short, continue. If not, echo failed. So return failed to the Unity 3D. So here we have declared a variable update, because we want to update, for example, we want to update the username, the password, update the email. So we have to derive it from the Unity 3D here. Where was it? Here. We have to derive it. So parent get child. So we have variable for update here on the registration. Parent is here in Unity 3D. Parent is in the list value. Parent viewport content. Parent is here because you have to update this one. It will create an item, and for every item it has a username, input field, and first name, last name, gender. In update, we have to select, because the void here has a transform, so we can put a transform here at the bottom, so it will get the current item. Even if we duplicate the item, it will always have its parent here. The parent is the item 1. So that's it. We'll continue. Here is the post. So the post is the input field. The derived www form from the established server will again add field with the update username. Here is the server key. The key to the variable in PHP. As you can see, update username, update password. So it must correspond to the variable in PHP before the value. So moving on, sorry, if MySQL SQLi underscore num underscore rows with the variable result check is greater than 0, what it means is that this username does exist. If not, username doesn't exist, but it will not happen because we will set it later on Unity 3D. But we should complete the in my coding ethics, I want to complete all the possible result in my code. That's why I complete this as an unknown. So moving on, inserting data to database. Now, here comes the magic here. So here in MySQLi, we have the update SQL here. So update the name of the table here and set the identity. is equal to the value. So a username, we get the username here. No, sorry. Update username. Yes, we did get the username. User info set username is equal to, username is here. Username, the name, sorry. The name of each rows. So username, password, it's like an ID to access that database. So username is equal to the variable that we set from the C# script. The username, password, email, first name, last name, and so on. Where username should be equal to the username that we are accessing. So to continue, we will now create a new variable result. I call that as an result update, which is equal to MySQL query. So we are checking if the connection was successful and the SQL update was a success or a fail. So if result update is success, it will return a string value of success. If it's not, it will return failed. So I think that's it. We're done in the PHP. And we're moving on to the C# script. So we're minimizing here. And here is the custom database script. We have the public void here, getting the transform parent item. And we use enumerator for those that didn't watch the part 3 or part 4. Enumerator because we want to wait before we continue. We want to complete the data, completely downloaded the data from the database. So at first we declare we show text debug the text that synchronizing database is happening. So we create a www form, establish a server, return a www form, and add this key that we want to access on the database. And on the drop down until to the age. So now, lastly, we create a database. I called it a database, and we input the update value here and the update form, the www form. The URL update, for those who don't know or didn't watch the part 3 or part 4, update value is here. This is all of these are local address. It means that it can only be found here in my computer. This address is not online. So how can you find here? How can you find this address? Basically, it's the folder name and the file name PHP. You can find this address by locating your XAMPP folder and then go to the htdocs and you can make a new folder here. I created a sample SQL, and then inside it you can find the update value PHP. So I think you get the point here. Localhost is like the htdocs / sample SQL is the name of the folder, and the lastly is the name of the PHP file. So moving on. So yield return database. So this is the purpose of enumerator. We should wait for the database to download completely before showing the result or processing the result that we get from the database. So debug that log error. So we'll test our code here in Unity 3D. This is my online in update value. This is an online URL value. So we'll change this to the local value. Okay, I think that was set, and we should apply and play. So we go to the register window. Oh no, sorry. We go to the user list, and then we refresh to display all the username. As you can see, it corresponds to the database here saved in my local hard drive with the use of SAMP. Here is the SAMP currently running. So here is the database. We have 5 accounts, and we receive 5 accounts. This refresh button or list value, you can find it in the tutorial in the I think it's part 5 before this part 6. So we will try to edit each value. So we'll try to edit his first name. We delete the Caezar the second and click update. Update value. So I think there was an error. Variable username is not on the. So I think the error is here. We declare the variable, we post the variable after the SQL check, which is also needed here in the SQL check. So we move this variable here and just control save. So theoretically it should work now. Clear. Update value. So it was a success. It has a callback called success here. It came from this echo success. So if we refresh the database, it should be Caezar only. So again, we'll try to edit some of the value. For example, we return this to Caezar the second, and we changed this test account to John, and this is John Travolta. So he's a male. For example, we update this and we change this to John. Update. Let's press update. So it was a success. It is very fast because the database is stored locally. But if it is online or you hosted it on the server, it could take I think it's 1 to 2 seconds. Not bad. So if we refresh this test account should be John Travolta. So that's it. That's the end of the tutorial. And if you want to watch the first part or the part 3 accessing the database, authenticating, or inserting data to database, it's on part 3, part 4, and part 5. So that's it. Thank you for watching, and hope that you subscribe to my channel for more Unity 3D tutorial, and have a nice day.
Thank you for watching. If you like this video, click subscribe. More to come. Click here to play this video.